One of the individuals involved in a YouTube content scam that earned them over $23 million is facing a 70-month prison sentence, as requested by the U.S. government. Jose Turan and Webster Fernandez were both accused of stealing royalties from YouTube by falsely claiming ownership of over 50,000 unmonetized Spanish-language songs and uploading them to the platform. They used forged notes from the artists and were approved for YouTube's Content ID system, which allows rights holders to claim ad revenue. The defendants collected money through their company called MediaMov and used it to buy luxury items such as a mansion, Teslas, a BMW hybrid, and jewelry. So Fernandez pleaded guilty last year, but Turan recently signed a plea agreement admitting to wire fraud and money laundering. Mr. Turan obtained more than $6 million from the scheme, and he continued to receive fraudulent royalty payments even after being indicted. The recommended sentence for Mr. Turan is 70 months, and Fernandez's sentencing is scheduled for August. I just can't believe they were able to scam 50,000 unmonetized songs. I mean, I can understand like one or two kind of, slipping through the cracks, but 50,000... That is a lot. All right, next up, Microsoft quantum researchers have achieved a significant milestone in their quest to develop a reliable quantum computer. That's kind of a tongue twister. Yeah, I didn't really know what quantum meant before I found this story. But so they released this paper that outlines plans to construct a dependable quantum computer over the next 25 years. Now, quantum computers essentially are supercomputers that offer exponential speed up and lower energy consumption compared to classical computers. They can process multiple paths simultaneously, which provides significant advantages over what we know as the sequential approach of classical computers. Microsoft talked about the similarities between quantum computer development and the evolution of traditional computers, with new concepts followed by hardware upgrades. They emphasized the need for scalable approaches to representing logical qubits, which is what they're called. They say current methods are not suitable for scaling. So yeah, basically it's looking like Microsoft has quantum computers dead center on their, their roadmap, looking at the next 25 years. All right, so sorry to end on the kind of depressing story, okay, but malaria, I know you've heard of it, okay, but apparently it's back. So recent cases of locally acquired malaria in the U.S. are causing concerns among health officials. So typically malaria cases in the country are from people who have traveled abroad, but these new cases indicate possible transmission by local mosquitoes. The last instance of locally acquired malaria in the U.S. was actually in 2003. Yeah, I was thinking it's been a while since I've heard about malaria, but I was in grade school in 2003. Malaria spreads when a mosquito carrying the parasite bites a person who can then transmit it to others. The disease can have severe symptoms and, if left untreated, leads to complications and sometimes even death. And apparently climate change and increased global travel can contribute to the spread of vector-borne diseases like malaria. Efforts are underway to control mosquito populations and mitigate the risk of further transmission. I always knew I hated mosquitoes, and now I have a reason to hate them 100 times more.